Very good evening, students. Today we are going to see the chapter Indian Constitution. In social subject civics, we are going to discuss about the Indian Constitution. First of all, we need to know what is meant by Constitution. Constitution comes under which and for what purpose it has been come. Constitution is mainly a body of the fundamental principles. Constitution basic thing today I will teach about the constitution and everything, and today topic is mainly we need to discuss the fundamental rights which has been formed under the Indian Constitution. First, in this constitution means what? A constitution is a fundamental principles or established prejudices. Mainly, this is one of the fundamental principles and predecessors to any of the state or to entire country. So likewise only the constitution was prepared mainly for the whole, for which state, for which organization, how it needs to be acknowledged or other. This is what about the constitution which has been mentioned. In Tamil we will say as Arasiyal Amaippu. Constitution means Arasiyal Amaippu. So this is what the constitution which will be dealing on it. So last class itself I have teach you about this constitution and what are all the salient features of the constitution and how many articles are there and how many parts and how many schedules are being there. 448 articles has been there and 25 parts, 12 schedules has been associated in this Indian Constitution. And from this 448 articles, lot of articles we can read. First 4 articles will be denoting under Union Territory, name of the Union and its territory. Then next one is Article 5 to 11. It will be mentioned as a citizenship. Then Article 12 and 13 will be said to be as the fundamental rights. So now we can discuss about the fundamental rights. For fundamental rights, first thing, Article 12. Article 12. Article 12, it will be denotes the entire property of fundamental rights. How the rights would be acknowledged for each and everything. How the rights that is, how the rights would be preferred to each and everyone in the state and the country and in entire country. How it will be done. So this is what about the Article 12. Article 13 is laws inconsistent with or in derogation of the remarks. Article 13. Article 13 is laws inconsistent with or in derogation of certain fundamental rights. Mainly Article 12, that is to each and every person how the fundamental rights has been associated and how it would be preferred for each and everyone. So this is what the article which has been preferred under the fundamental rights. This is under the fundamental rights we are talking about. This Article 12 is meant for a definition purpose. That is how it would be associated and how it would be preferred. Article 13 is laws inconsistent with or in derogation of the certain fundamental rights. So this is what about Article 13. So under this fundamental rights, there are many rights are there. Right to equality, right to freedom, right against exploitation, right to constitutional remedies, right to freedom of religion, right against self-exploitation. Like this, 5 to 6 rights are there. So first rights is, which right we are going to see is, first one is right to equality. First one is right to equality. In this right to equality, already before going to right to equality, we have mentioned, we have seen that Article 12 and 13. Article 14 is what? Article 14. Article 14 is equality before law. Equality before law. Right to equality is, in Article 14, equality before law is, that is, before law, whoever may be, either he is a rich person or middle class category or coming from a poor family, whoever may be, before law, everyone should be treated as equal. That is, then one more thing, whoever may be the persons, if they did a mistake, either he is a rich person or a middle person or from a poor category also, we should not do the different rights. Because whoever may be a person, whatever if they do mistake, that is mistake only. That is what we are saying there in Article 14, equality before law. Mainly, this laws will be mainly generated for the equal purpose. The equal things which need to be discussed for everyone, not only in the particular thing, in education sector or in the industrial sector or in public sector or either in private sector, we need to follow this equality. That is what the judgment which has been written as under Article 14. The next one is Article 15. Prohibition of discrimination of ground, religion, race, caste, sex or place of birth, etc. That is, this is what the Article 15. Prohibition of discrimination of ground, religion, race, caste, sex or place of birth, etc. means mainly in the temples, whoever the caste peoples, we should not do that. Only this type of caste peoples are only allowed. Like that we should not put the rules. Mainly whoever may be, where either he is a different caste also. The Hindu peoples can go to church, the Christian peoples can go to Hindu temples, and Hindu peoples go to Muslim or anywhere else, and Muslim peoples also come and visit to Hindu temples. So this is what, there is no prohibition. Only if the Hindu temples, the Hindu peoples alone only should come. In the churches, only the Christian peoples alone will be allowed. In masjids, only Muslims alone will be allowed. Likewise, the rules was not followed. Whoever may be, they can come and pray the God. God is equal. That is what we are talking about in the religion perspective. Caste, in a job perspective or in a school admission, wherever we are going for the admission or anywhere else, we should not see the caste at all. As per the talent wise, we need to do it. That is what we should not, the caste has been prohibited. And place of birth, only to the town people, that is for the rural peoples, this type of entrance is not applicable. Only for the city students, this type of entrances, exams will be allowed. Like that type of rules has been not set. So this is what about Article 15. Article 16 is Article 16, equality of opportunity. In matters of public employment. Article 16, equality of opportunity means wherever the opportunity comes, whoever the caste peoples are getting applied, everyone should be treated as equal. That is what equality of opportunity in matters of public employment. The next one is Article 17. Article 18. Abolition of untouchability. Article 18. Abolition of titles. Article 17 is abolition of untouchability means தீண்டாமை என்பது இருக்கக்கூடாது. For that purpose only it has been mentioned as abolition of untouchability. Only this type of caste peoples are not being allowed to the temple. If they come to temple, it will be a very sad thing will be done. Like that type of things we should not be done. So for that purpose only in this Article 17 they have mentioned as abolition of untouchability. The next one is Article 18, abolition of titles. Wherever if we go or anyone is criticizing or teasing or they are doing even teasing also in the particular titles that has been wounding to particular person or it's been very credible means that type of thing as per Article 18 the title should be abolished. So for that purpose only Article 18 has been preferred as abolition of titles. This is one of the rights under the fundamental rights. Next one is right to freedom. Right to freedom. First one is Article 19. Protection of certain rights regarding freedom of speech, expression, etc. Next one is Article 20. Article 20 is protection of life in respect of conviction for offences. Protection in respect of conviction for offences. Article 21. Protection in life, protection in life and personal liberty. Next one is Article 21A. Right to education. Next, Article 22. Protection against arrest and detention in certain cases. That is, right to freedom. First one we have seen as right to equality. Right to freedom is Article 19. Protection of certain rights regarding freedom of speech, expression, etc. Wherever if we go, there will be a freedom has been occurred. Freedom has been provided with the particular thing, and whatever if we need to express, that we can able to express it. Article 20 is protection in respect for conviction of offences. Then Article 21A is there should be a protection in life and personal liberty. Wherever if we go, we can able to go personally, and whatever if we need to do, we can do it as per some few part of the regulations and rules. Article 21A, right to education. Article 21A, right to education is in the education thing, everyone, each in the entire country, all the kids and childs need to study a minimum number of education. That is minimum standard. At least they need to read for until 5th or 8th. They need to study. That is what every students need to be admitted in schools. That is what they need to put admission in the schools. So that is what the right to education has been preferred. Then Article 22, protection against arrest and detention in certain cases. Protection against arrest means, for example, suppose some of the people has been get arrested without knowing any reason means. For that, it should be protected by the government, and government need to investigate the cases. And once they are investigating the cases, at that time itself, they need to identify whether this has been wrong or right. So by that only, the protection against arrest and detention in certain cases has been occurred. The next one is right against exploitation. Up to now we have seen Article 22. For right against exploitation, we are going to see Article 23 and Article 24. Article 23. Article 24. Article 23 is prohibition of traffic in human beings. Prohibition of traffic in human beings and forced labor. For Article 24, prohibition of, once again, prohibition of employment in child labor in factories. That is right against exploitation is Article 23, prohibition of traffic in human beings and forced labor. Mainly in this, forced labor means the for the laborers only 8 hours is the duty. If they are saying more than 8 hours, today you need to work for nearly 12 hours or 13 hours means that is prohibited. If they are considering it as OT, that is overtime duty, if they are considering it as, it would be a good law. But while they are telling the laborers to do forcefully the work for nearly 13 hours or 14 hours means it is prohibited as per our Indian Constitution, Article 23. The next is Article 24. Child laborers are prohibited in factories or hotels or any other industries or anywhere else, prohibited, the child labors has been get prohibited. Prohibition has been done for the child labors. This is what about Article 24. The next one is right to freedom of religion. Right to freedom of religion. Article 25. Article 25 is freedom of conscience. Free profession, practice, and speech. Article 25 is freedom of conscience, free profession, practice, and speech, and especially about the religion. This is what about the Article 25 has been mentioned. Mainly, whoever, if they need to be religious, some of them won't be like religious, and some of them will be liking religious by going visiting of the temples, churches, or mosques, and some of them are not interested and they won't believe God. For them, if some of them are interesting to go to God and praying for praying means mainly that is their freedom. So no one should involve in their activities, in their personal offences or anything else which anyone they can't able to offend, and they can't able to criticize. This is what about as per Article 25. Article 26 says freedom to manage religious affairs. Article 26 is freedom to manage religious affairs is mainly some of them will be very much dedicated and they will have more affair on their religious. So for that, no one should not criticize because that is their freedom. They can able to have the affair on their religious. So this is what about the Article 26. The next is Article 27. Article 27 is freedom to payment of taxes. Freedom to payment of taxes for promotion of any particular religion. Freedom to payment of taxes means whoever they are able to pay some taxes for the promotion of any particular religion. So that is their freedom. They can able to promote their religious, that is as per their wish. The next one is Article 28. Article 28 is freedom to attend religious instructions, religious functions, or religious instructions, and mainly they have some certain worship on educational institutions. In some of the educational institutions, there are Hindu minority institution or Christian minority institution or anywhere else, Hindu Mission Charitable Trust. Likewise, different things are there. Different education sectors are being very much keen on the orthodox. They are very much orthodox in their particular religion. So that is the type of freedom. So this is what about Article 28. Next one is cultural and educational rights. rights is, there are two articles, Article 29 and Article 30. What is meant by Article 29? Article 29 is protection against, protection in certain minorities, protection of interest and minorities. Protection of interest in minorities, and mainly that should be protected in the minorities type of education institutions and everything. Article 30 is rights of minorities to establish and administer educational institutions. Next one is saving of certain laws. Article 31A. Article 32E, 31B. Article 31C. Saving of certain laws is, mainly the saving of certain laws is acquisition of estates. Next one, Article 31B is validation of certain acts and regulations. Article 31C is saving of laws effective to directive principles. Effective to directive principles. Directive principles. That is, saving of certain laws is Article 31A, acquisition of estates. Whatever if we need in the estate, they have some number of acres or number of lands. So for that they need to pay the particular taxes and everything. If they are not paid, for that the acquisition has been initialized for them. Then Article 31B is validation of certain acts and regulations. The act need to be predicted for that particular article. Article 31C is effective to directive principles. Then next, final thing we are going to see is right to constitutional remedies. Please make a note of it. Article 32 is remedies of enforcement of the rights. Remedies of enforcement of the rights is in Article 32 whether for the particular rights, if it is being forceful for that, whether we will be getting a proper remedy. Remedy means solution. We will be getting a proper solution or not. That is what about the Article 32. Article 33 is power of Parliament. Power of Parliament. In Parliament, what are all the powers which has been associated MP. That is, the peoples, those who are electing the particular representative, could be called as member of parliament. For them, if they are going to the parliament, what are all the powers has been associated for each and every member? Nearly in Lok Sabha, there will be nearly 543 MPs are there. In Rajya Sabha, there are nearly 233 MPs are there. So for each and every one, how the powers has been mentioned. So this is what about the power of the parliament has been mentioned under Article 33. Article 34. Article 34 is martial in law. Martial in law, that has been mentioned, mainly the restriction of rights. Restriction has been associated. The next is Article 35. Article 35 says legislation to give effect on provisions. So this is what about right to constitutional remedies. So that's all about the fundamental rights which is been associated. So whatever the doubt, you please ping me and I can ask the doubts. That's all. Today class is over.